For us, this story starts with a frantic message in my DM. Something bad's happened, and a vulnerable family needs my help. So I promptly give this person my number, and they send me a very frenzied voice note. I'm sitting down at the time. I'm working on a script for a different show altogether. But a few seconds listening in the background, I hear murder in police custody. So I immediately drop everything that I'm doing and I start to listen. The guy explains, and basically this is what he says happened. He says there's a guy called Blessed or Believe. He's a 30-year-old guy. He's staying just outside of Harare in a place called Damafalls. He's only just gotten married and he's about to be a father for the first time. Blessed is self-employed. He's running a small tuck shop with his pregnant wife. And 2 weeks ago, he was healthy. He wasn't complaining of a headache. He didn't have a flu, no stomach ache, nothing. He was okay. By all accounts, he's okay. He was excited. He was about to be a father for the first time. But on the morning of May 28, 2025, Blessed is at home with his wife. And then there's a knock on the door. And it's the police. There's a problem. They say Blessed is under arrest. By all accounts, he gets up, he gets handcuffed, and speaking to witnesses there, they say he walks out of the front door. He's fine. He's strong. He's breathing. He's under arrest. Yes, probably in cuffs, but he was alive. But then something changes. A few hours later, Blessed is dead. This is the story of what happened in the final 24 hours of his life. A story of unanswered questions, police brutality, and a grieving family waiting not only to mourn, but to bury him once justice is done. So it starts, as so many tragedies in Zimbabwe do, with something fake. A fake US $50 note at the time. So on April 27, a man buys something from Blessed's wife at the tuck shop that they run together. But the money is fake, so Blessed intends to report him for fraud. But the buyer's uncle steps in and he pays back the $50 and even offers Blessed another $50 as an apology to say, look, I'm sorry, this shouldn't have happened. That should have been the end of it. But a month later, the uncle walks into a police station and he tells a new and very different story. He says Blessed extorted $200 from him, referencing that same fiasco, that same issue. A formal charge isn't made when that buyer's uncle makes that report. There's no paperwork given, but a police officer shows up at Blessed's house on that morning of May 28, and he takes him away to Ruwa Police Station. His name is Constable Prince Ndavambi. Later that day, something else strange, happens. Blessed's sister, Melissa Manyepa, is picked up by the police. She isn't under arrest. That's what they tell her. They tell her she's a witness and she needs to come in and give a statement and tell them exactly what happened. But Melissa says things start to get murky there because the cop that had arrested her brother, he tells Melissa to find $200 to give back to this uncle, and he says she needs to find something else to give to Constable Prince Ndavambi to make the case go away. A little bribe, a little small thing that can just solve this issue, and it goes away. At the station, what followed was not questioning or witness statements. It was a brutal assault. Blessed is beaten blue-black by Constable Prince Ndavambi severely while he's in police custody and officially under arrest. And Melissa, his sister, she watches the beating unfold helplessly. It's happening in a police station. Where do you go to when you're witnessing somebody being beaten by the police in custody? And at some point, they want Melissa to give a statement nailing her brother, and she refuses to admit that, and she refuses to admit that her brother tried to extort anyone. So Melissa gets beaten too. She gets slapped around a little bit and beaten by the same constable. Now, all of this is happening inside the police station. There's no lawyer present. There is no due process. Just violence behind closed doors. The beating, right, for not for Melissa but for Blessed, the beating, it goes on for a while, and Melissa watches this, and the cops keep beating Blessed, and they keep beating him until they realize he's now in poor shape and he isn't breathing properly, and he's unconscious, and it's clear to them by that time that something's seriously wrong. So the police realize something's seriously wrong, and they bundle him in a car and they dash to a hospital. And hours later, Blessed doesn't make it. Blessed dies on a hospital bed in a local hospital. This is what Melissa said in the aftermath of it.
Inini ndine complain even officer in charge paro pakuti officer in charge ari kuziva zvandavambi because akuna munhu anotadza kuziva munhu auya pamba pake kana kuti aita mhosva pamba pake, munhu wese anotomuziva. Officer in charge ari kuzviziva zvandavambi, but chakanaka ndechekuti officer in charge anofanira kubuda pachena otaurawo kuti iye anofanira kutibatsira. Now toti paitwa zvese izvi officer in charge ari kuti haazvizivi, akanga asipo handiti, but iwe kana unga usipo chizamawo kuti ubatsire, bhozi isusu hatipenge zvesu, taura uzame kutibatsirawo, wotora Ndavambi wotiudza kuna Ndavambi, okay, iwe uri mupurisa, taura kuti Ndavambi akakanganisa, iye ari kuti hamheno, muromo wokuti hamheno ndo muromo wandikuramba. Officer in charge ari kuzivana naNdavambi and ari kuda kuvanza Ndavambi, zvokuti tane vamwe vanhu vari kutosuspekta kuti vari kuda kutovanza Ndavambi, but chokwadi chiri pachena, vasiri kuda kuti vatibatsire isusu. Tinoti kudii? Nhasi unoona kana ndakanzi ndasungwa ini ndaenda paRuwa, officer in charge achivanza nyaya dzakafanana nedzidzidzi, ndinotenda here kuti ndimo kumapurisa kunoku ndingatende here kubvuma kusungwa nepolisi yepaRuwa kana kuti ndinoramba, nokuti officer in charge wachiona haasi kuita basa rake nemazvo. Atuma kuti vashandi vake vakare vari kuuraya vanhu vavo vari kuda kutisunga panapa, handitende kusungwa navo. Ndomudza kuti aiwa, inini ndosungwa nepolice station yekwakati, kunyangwe ndiri andaRuwa kuti ndosungwa nepolice station paRuwa, but handibvumi, ndonosungwa nemumwe uko, nenyaya yekudawo kuti officer in charge wachiona aripo, ari kuzviziva zvakaitika, anofanira kubuda pachena, obuda munyaya iyi. Iye ari kuratidza kuti ari involve munyaya iyoyo nenyaya yekuti ari kuvanza chokwadi. Postmortem kuitwa kwayona ikaitwa nemazvo, pasina uori kana kuti nyaya ichitungwa mune zvakanaka, ndokuti akaita postmortem yake mune zvakanaka. Postmortem inotibatsira kuti isusu toziva kuti hama yedu yakaita sei, pakurohwa kwake akakuvadzwa papi nepapi pakaita kuti munhu aite sei afe. Postmortem ikatitaurira isusu ikatinyepera kuti dhokita hapana chaari kuona, ati isusu mwoyo wedu haugutsikane kuti munhu dhokita haana chaari kuona sei, bhozi munhu haana kurwara, anga asingarwari, anga ine upenyu hwake hwakanaka, ozonzi afa nei, tonzi munhu torai munhu muende munomuviga, toti tikuviga munhu wachona afa nei. Saka postmortem ikaitwa mune zvakanaka, zvisina kudzvinyirana kana kuita sei, vachitonga nyaya sezvazviri, zviyaita kuti zvitibatsirewo isusu pakuti kutibatsira kwazvinoita nezvokuti tinenge taakuzivawo. Apa kuziva kwatota tiri kuziva, asi ivo semutemo vanoti munhu kana achinge afa vari kuda postmortem, ndozvavanoita. Asi pakuziva kwedu isusu nemaonero andakasvita inini, ndakazvimirira pane zvese zvakaitika, postmortem kuita yona, asi pakuuraya munhu vakamuuraya.
By the time that we get on this story, it's actually been more than a week. At the time a postmortem is scheduled, I'm also investigating another issue where police are being accused of being part of a crime or supporting a crime. And in that period, while I'm working on that other story and keeping an eye on this one, I then get another message. And this time it's from a colleague, it's from a fellow journalist. She's actually the journalist that reported the issue first. And she says, hey, look, I've been working on this story. I've hit a brick wall and this family isn't going to get justice. I need your number. I need to talk to you. We don't somehow get a hold of each other on WhatsApp. Doesn't quite work out, but we still talk via text. And she says she can't get the police to respond and she wants us to talk. She wants to help get the story out there. So I quickly drop Commissioner Paul Nyati a message. He is their spokesperson. Nyati responds almost instantly. So Paul Nyati, in his response, he's generally respectful and he asks for time. It's late anyways. I think it's around 7 p.m. at night. So he promises to respond by Friday morning. And I leave the story there. I am in contact with the guy who sent me that forensic voice note and also with that journalist. On Friday, when I want to pick up the story again to follow up, I don't have to, because I pick up my phone and there's a message from Paul Nyati and he says he's had an emergency engagement and he will respond in writing by Monday latest. About the same time, this colleague that messaged me the first time says, hey, he has responded to her too. On Sunday, police release a statement. I see it first on Twitter. It doesn't answer all the questions that I sent to Commissioner Nyati, but it will do for now. It's official communication. And moments later, he forwards it to me and promises to get back to me on the rest of the cases that I've raised regarding the other issue of police brutality and the other issue of police collusion with criminals. So the statement, it basically says two things, right? Police dispute what the family are claiming, that they colluded and that they are protecting Constable Prince Ndavambi. And secondly, actually, the police say he's on the run. So a murder docket was supposedly opened after Blessed died, and Constable Prince Ndavambi got a hang of it, or he figured it out, and he put the banners on and he fled. So there is actually a manhunt for him now. This is what the police say. Nyati also asks media to report responsibly and says the family's claims of police collusion are not true. There's more as well. He then reveals that the police's boss, the Commissioner General of Police, that he's aware of the issue and he wants Constable Prince Ndavambi found and arrested, and that the police are going to do everything they can. According to National Police spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati, Ndavambi he's now gone on the run. His words almost exactly they were, sadly, Constable Ndavambi disappeared as his arrest was imminent. He is on the run. The Commissioner General of the Zimbabwe Republic Police, Stephen Mutamba, has made it clear that the law is the law and no one will sweep this disturbing case under the carpet. The family, though, they dismiss this, and presently, which is like weeks later, Blessed's body is still lying at the mortuary at Pariranyatwa Hospital. The family won't bury him, not until they get answers to what happened and until they get justice. And for critics, this is alarming. This isn't just about one man. This is about the culture of brutality and silence in Zimbabwe's policing system, where suspects die in custody, families wait for justice that never comes, and officers disappear instead of facing accountability. Blessed Believe Juruvenge was never charged with any crime. He wasn't taken to court. He wasn't tried. He was simply arrested by the police and then he died in their custody. His family doesn't want revenge. They just want answers. They want the truth and they want justice before they can lay him to rest. We'll keep following this story for you. I'm Maynard and this is Dug Up.